Hi, my name is Kenneth Lyles, and today we're going to discuss Walt Disney's organizational design, structure, and change. So, some of the topics of discussion that we're going to be going over are major issues where Disney is underperforming, the ramifications and consequences, organization structure, design, and culture, organization and the principles and values of conscious culture and management, a couple plans to improve, some challenges that may be faced, and as well as some lessons learned. So according to a 2023 SWOT analysis, there's a few issues that were discovered in Disney where Disney's underperforming. The biggest area revolving around finances and the poor investments that were made. From the large purchase of two streaming services to the overpayment of 21st Century Fox, Disney's lost quite a bit of money. They overpaid for 21st Century Fox by $18.9 billion over their original bid. So, in addition to the poor investment choices that were made, Disney's been spending a large amount of money on the workforce. With the minimum wage hiked to $15 an hour, Disney's having to pay higher payroll amounts as well as uh, additional employee development programs. This is going to cut into their bottom line and cause Disney to see lower profits in the long run. Much like any company in the world, when you start losing money, you face possible layoffs. Employee expenses are always the first area where most organizations cut those expenditures first. Another issue is the out of control spending that uh, Disney could face shutting down some of the parks. To recoup some of this money that Disney's losing, they could sell Hulu or they could sell 21st Century, they could sell ABC, and these could be possible profitable business ventures to regain some of that money that's been lost. According to an article published in CNN Business, a lot of the issues that are being seen in the Disney organization is due to the lack of confidence that the employees have in their CEO, Bob Iger. Additionally, Disney is getting a lot of heat from Florida Governor and presidential candidate Ron DeSantis for trying to protect the company's rights as the state's largest employer. It's a battle that Disney should not have put themselves in, and it's not going to end well for them unless they can get out of that political battle uh, rather quickly. While the organization does embody the values of conscious culture and management, there's a little more work that does actually need to be done. According to Disney's culture statement, Disney's working daily to ensure that. They state that across Disney, we cultivate value and encourage curiosity, collaboration, and creativity from everyone, and we strive to build a supportive environment that inspires optimism and drives innovation. We work to create a culture that is welcoming to all, celebrates our unique perspective, and promotes respect for one another regardless of identity or background. So to get Disney back on track, some of the plans to improve would need to be addressed on Cotter's 8 step for change management. The best step to apply to Disney's situation is to generate short-term wins. So how would Disney do this? The first step would be to regain some of the much-needed cushion funds by selling 21st Century Fox. While Disney may not be able to recoup the $71.3 billion dollars that was spent, they could recover at least a minimum or half of what they originally bid, that $52.4 billion dollars. This funding could go back into the company to increase employee engagement and satisfaction. Because the employees do not have confidence or trust their current CEO, replacing a CEO would give the employees and the stakeholders new trust in the company. Finally, no matter what organization or politician tries to attack, there should be no reason to poke back. Staying in your lane and focusing on righting the ship should be the number one focus. So three of the biggest challenges that could arise would be that selling off 21st Century Fox could take a lot longer than it should, and this could tie up funds and tie up business deals through litigation and contract reviews. And then additionally, it could also run the risk of not getting anywhere near the amount of money that Disney paid for it. Second challenge would be that there's no guarantee that the employee relationship and trust will ever be rebuilt. Many organizations have experienced higher turnover rates when leadership changes occur. Many that enjoyed the previous leadership end up leaving to follow the old regime, and those that stay take longer to win back. They're stuck in their ways. They've dealt with executive leadership and senior leadership that preaches that we're here for you, but don't really show it. And then finally, the cost of a new CEO salary could be staggering. It could be a staggering number when trying to recover financially. A former CEO of Disney, Bob Chapek, he's estimated at making $2.5 million as a base salary, plus an additional $20 million as a severance package when he left, and the other Bob, came in. A new CEO should have to earn that amount of money, and since they're coming in during some financial stressors and some financial issues, they should be willing to work for a bit less than $2.5 million as a base salary. So what are some lessons learned? So as a current manager, there's a few items that I have consistently that I have to consistently achieve, and these items I would suggest be implemented if I were running Disney. To start, there would need to be an evaluation of the total internal and external expenses. This would open the door to trim some fat where Disney may be losing a little bit of money. Then set up the appropriate cost control measures and question if that expense is a high enough ROI or return on investment to validate the expenditure. Creating of some key performance indicators or KPIs would be an essential need. Being able to set goals and monitor how well a particular area of the business is doing is critical to success. Employees are the lifeblood of every organization. When an organization takes their employees, when an organization takes care of their employees, the employees take care of the organization. According to a Gallup survey, highly engaged teams are 21% more productive and have a 28% less internal theft than those with low engagements. So keep your employees happy. You're going to see more productivity and less internal loss. Additionally, I have seen and I am a product of the success that comes from promoting from within. Rather than seeking outside sources of leadership, utilize those that are already in place and know the processes and procedures. They're familiar with the day-to-days and how things should flow. Finally, creating a management of change process is something that should be put in place, not just for Disney, but for every organization. And so what a management of change process does is rather than making changes and making purchases and saying we're going to start doing this, what it does is it vets that process out. The biggest question that's asked in the management of change process is, why are we doing this? And from there, then it leads into who can this help? Who is this affecting? So to improve Disney and their financial state in the future, this question should be asked, as well as a management of change process put in place for sure. And then here's some of the references that I used for the research that was done in this analysis. And I thank you for your time. And should you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thanks.